Mhm.
Oh, there is that Carly Hall? Or did I misread it? The name. I did, but I got a dismissal that I signed it. I thought on the carry all but I could have misread it because it was handwritten. I mean, I just handed it to you. Here we go. So I'm going to start talking, but I'm going to repeat myself because there are folks who are logging in and their audio is connecting and so forth. Did we find out? So I do want to just welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court. And sorry, I'm looking at documents. Thank you for logging in. I see a few people that I need to go ahead and dismiss. Look him up and see what he's here for, perhaps, or check that other name. So I did see Pamela Rudolph, your case has been dismissed. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Okay. No need to keep you on the meeting. Okay. So I'm going to let you go. You're actually muted, but I'll unmute you and just let you know we're going to email that to the email that we use to set the meeting up today. So if that's not working, go ahead and email into the Court Online Help email. But if that's the correct email, we'll just email you a copy of that dismissal later today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
The other person is Gary Hall. Mr. Hall, let me find you. Everything moves when I change something. Well, it can move anyway. Mr. Hall. Let's see. Let's not unmute ourselves because if we do that, we're going to wind up with so much interference you won't be able to hear. But Gary Hall, I will tell you if you're still in the meeting that your case has been dismissed as well. Where is he? Oh, it's different for everyone looking. There you are. Okay, Mr. Hall, I see you now. I don't know if you can unmute, but I want to let you know, Gary Hall. Yeah, I've dismissed that. That was dismissal was filed this morning and I signed it a few moments ago. We'll be emailing that, sir, to the email that we have on file.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then also I needed to let Mr. Tucker know, Mr. Tucker, Larry Tucker, your request to switch out the two lawyers to the new lawyer was signed yesterday. I did inform both lawyers they did not need to be here. We're not allowed to reach out to you. And actually, I think one of them must have forwarded the meeting to you. But in other words, you're dismissed at this time, but we will be rescheduling with the new lawyer. And so you're free to go at this time. Thank you for logging in.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so let's proceed. Good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning. And I want to let you know a few things before we get started. First of all, if you're here for what is called the pretrial, that means that you're meeting with the prosecutor. Today, our prosecutor is Amanda Rice. Ms. Rice, if you could just give a quick wave and everybody can see who that looks like. And joining her today will be Nan Rodriguez, who's currently not on screen, but probably will be shortly. I think she's got a camera set up, but good morning, Ms. Rodriguez. And Ms. Rodriguez will also be in that meeting because unfortunately we're losing Ms. Rice. She's moving on, but she will usher that forward with Ms. Rodriguez, who will be the person coming in at this time. So your efforts today won't have been wasted. But I do want to let you know that I'll create what is called a breakout room in a moment. Now, if you're in that meeting, and many of you are this morning, we're running 2 dockets and we will see everyone and we're going to kind of juggle them back and forth and it works pretty well. So what I'll tell you there is I will put you in that room shortly. And once I open that room and assign you to that room one at a time, you'll meet with the prosecutor. And then after that meeting, you'll come back into this room. We're technically in, virtual rooms. So you'll come back over to this meeting at the end, and you'll have to move yourself over. There's a button that will be on your screen at that time to do that. But my expectation is that you'll come back over, because I won't excuse you until you do, just simply because we are, I have some parting remarks with you. And then the other thing I want to do is just give everybody kind of a rundown of your rights. So what I will tell you is, when you're given that ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. The ticket is an accusation, and your plea is your answer or response to that accusation. And there are 3 options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. If you plead guilty, you're saying, I did this. No contest means I'm not contesting it. I'm not agreeing. I'm just letting you move forward with sentencing, judge. So pleading guilty or no contest, I'm moving forward with sentencing. If you've already entered a plea, we're going to troubleshoot what's happening with your sentence. If you've pleaded no contest, which is the 3rd option, at that point, you're contesting the charge. Ultimately, that means you're saying, I want a trial. I want the state to prove the case against me. You have the right to do that under Texas law as well as the Constitution. So we'll move it in that direction. That's first a pretrial here on Zoom, then a meeting here in the courtroom, and then trial. Okay. And that's just the way our Constitution works. And people sometimes find it inconvenient, but the fact is, it's more inconvenient to not have it. So that's what we'll do. And I'm admitting someone, I just kind of need to check in and see who that is, because I don't know that I have that person on my list as they are named on the screen. So I'm going to do that real quickly in a second, since I see that they're logged in. So now, if you plead guilty or no contest, you still have 4 options to gain a dismissal if you have not already been sentenced. And I want to let you know how those work. First, I'll tell you what they are, then I'm going to tell you how they operate. So those are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. So here's how that works. Compliance dismissals are things that can be dismissed by being brought up to date. If you have such a case, I will tell you and I will walk you through it. And if I see that you're eligible for a dismissal, I'll start troubleshooting, trying to get you to that dismissal. You are welcome to ask me about that option. I'm not trying to cut off questions, but I want to assure you that I'll start moving in that direction if I see that there's a possibility of gaining a dismissal. Okay. Driver safety course options are for moving violations. There are prerequisites for being in that program. There are specific date-driven requirements for both being admitted into the program and then completing it, okay? So what I want to tell you about that is, generally speaking, deadlines are critical there, because you bounce yourself out of that program if you miss your deadlines most of the time, okay? Not a whole lot I get to do about that. But what I want to tell you is, if you meet the qualifications, then I will start trying to see if you want to do that option. Let me tell you what the benefits are and quickly explain how court costs and fines work. It's a good time to have that discussion with everybody, okay? So every ticket in Texas has a court cost and a fine, okay? The court cost is set by state law, and I don't have a way to do anything about it or control it, okay? The legislature does that. The fine is set by the judge of the court, yours truly, okay? In the driver safety course option, instead of paying the whole ticket, you pay just the court cost. The other piece, the fine, goes on hold, okay? And if you complete the program by getting your course, and the proper record turned in on time, you get your case dismissed. You do pay the court costs up front, and we need license and insurance if you're qualified to be in that program. Listen carefully this morning, and I'll probably qualify somebody, and you can see if you qualify. But basically, you have to be on time, not have been in the previous 12 months for purposes of a ticket dismissal, pay your court costs, and be prepared to show license and insurance. So just be aware. Again, I don't expect everyone to remember all that. I'm running through a lot of information quickly. I'm just giving you the overview. Some of us do better with overviews, and I'll walk you through it. You're welcome to ask questions, okay, when it's your turn. So then the third option is what we call deferred disposition. And in Texas, the legal meaning of that term, deferred means a delay. Disposition, dispose, means to make it final. I delay, make it final. I put you into a court order. There are specific requirements that will be written out, and I'm doing this because it's on one sheet of paper. You sign that sheet of paper. You agree to that list. Generally, we've got to sort out fines and costs and how they're going to be dealt with. 2, sometimes there's a class, a record, a certificate, something of that nature that needs to be turned in. Sometimes there are hours for you to do somewhere, okay? And then there'll be a time period where you don't get arrested, don't reoffend, don't get more tickets. If you meet the requirements of your deferred, then you get a dismissal, okay? So that's the third way to gain a dismissal. The trick on the deferred dismissal, the first 2 I talked to you about, we walked you through those. The deferral, that's something you're supposed to request at the time of your plea. If you have not yet had your plea accepted by the court, when it's your turn, you need to speak up if you didn't already request a deferral. Otherwise, I assume you don't want a deferral. There's a long-winded legal reason why I asked you to make that request. And the simple fact is that's the law, and that's probably the best way to do it without taking up way more of your time than you probably want to give us this morning. But a deferred, you request at the time of the plea. So what does that look like? Guilty or no contest, but I'd like a deferred. It's that simple. But a lot of people don't know to do that. And since there's not really a great way to just tell everyone how it works in Texas in a Class C court as opposed to a higher level court, I'm just telling you now so that you know. So if you've got nothing else, I'd like a deferred is the magic language, okay? The fourth option is teen court. And with teen court, what happens there is that you need to be enrolled in school. And there's a couple of people today will be doing teen court, or I'll be asking you to see if you want to do teen court, and I'll walk you through that. I think the person named Ignacio has sent me a chat request. It's in Spanish. Hello to you too. They need a translator. Okay, let me see what I can do about that real quickly. Probably not going to work super well on Zoom. Let me do one thing though. Alvaro. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I can. Technology is pretty wonderful. I can send a message back in Spanish, so that helps. Okay, so let me go ahead and, oh, there's one more person coming in, Rosie. Let's see, Rosie, who could be called Rosie? Not sure, I'll just talk to them shortly. Okay, let me go ahead and do the breakout room. And I did get a request from Ms. Rodriguez. Let me double check that. So Ms. Rodriguez, are you on you're on the screen. Can you hear us? We might be having some technical problems.
Yes, I couldn't hear. I have my headphones in, so I'm not sure if I can be heard, but I can hear you just fine.
We can hear you.
Great.
So do you have a screen available? I see a screen. I don't know what it is of, but I don't know.
I'm on my phone. I did locate a camera on my desktop, so that's what I'm trying to navigate there now. And I'm shutting everything else off. I'm not sure if that's required. So is it okay if I just continue to try to link up while you proceed, or is that going to interrupt anything?
It's fine. Let me ask you a question. Are you able to see the proceeding? On your
yes,
screen?
I see you.
Okay. It's not really important.
I see. Yeah, I just see you though.
Oh, I see. So if you will, and this is not bad for everyone to know, some people already know this and some people don't. If you will take your cursor with your mouse and go up to view, so land it on your screen, on the Zoom screen.
Yes.
Very top right corner, probably it's the right. There's a little button called view. And if you will open that, just click on it one time, take it to gallery as opposed to speaker. So you'll want it to check off gallery instead of speaker. Do you have that option?
I am still at it. My desktop is acting as if I don't have Zoom.
Okay.
So I've got that was my original problem. I thought that had been fixed.
Okay. All right.
So
well, that's the problem with coming
sorry.
in. No, it's fine. That's the issue with, coming in as prosecutor. And that's part of why we wanted you to log in today, so we can start troubleshooting problems. So what I'm going to do as far as your attendance today, you'll actually have an invitation if you do link up. If you get booted out, just like anybody else, if you get booted out, just log back in and I'll bring you back in the meeting. That invitation for that breakout room will basically be for you and for Ms. Rice, a standing invitation. And once you accept it, you'll be able to go in and out. Oh, here you come.
Here I am. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So let's hang up this. Once we know you're connected to audio, then you hang up. We don't ever want people to be logged in on two devices unless they keep only one on sound. The reason being, you'll have your own little loop of interference. So once you get clear, I'm going to mute you now. And once you get clear, Ms. Rodriguez, that you are, there you go. Now we can see your handwritten stuff on your phone. There you go. So yeah, you hang that up. And then I'm inviting you to start your video. And so I'm going to go ahead. There you are. Perfect. And let's check your sound. Unmute and check your sound. Okay, you're on your phone for sound.
Am I? Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to hang up.
Very good. You can hang the phone up. Okay, great. Or I can take your phone off. So what I'll tell you, we're going to try taking your phone off. Okay, you should be good. Can you hear us? Very good. All good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open that prosecutor room. And what will happen now is Ms. Rice and Ms. Rodriguez, you will be invited to a meeting, and we're going to begin with Yankiel Reyes. Yes, and you, Mr. Reyes, you will receive an invitation as well. Actually, it's not an invitation. You'll actually be just sent over to that room along with Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Rice. And that's a meeting, and afterwards you'll come back into this meeting. There'll be a button for you to do so. And I will move forward then with Trent Uloa. Mr. Uloa, am I saying that correctly? Can you unmute?
Yep.
There you are. Hi, how are you today?
Good, and you?
Thank you, I'm well. I did review your information. And I think I had maybe a couple of questions. This is a driving under the influence to a minor charge, okay? And I wanted to let you know that the fines and costs are $281. Along with that, the consequence under state law is if it is your first offense. Is it your first offense accusation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So upon conviction, you would receive a 30-day suspension of your driver's license. Sorry, hold on. They got one on the license. Okay, so it's no longer. I thought it was both. Any alcohol related offense. I get that. I get that. But upon conviction of any alcohol related offense, there's a yes, if they, and especially if they, yes. So yes, if you're convicted, okay, you get a license suspension of up to 30 days and 12 to 20 hours of alcohol related community service. For first time offenders, I do allow a deferral, and I sort of encourage it. It will keep your license from being suspended. You're going to still have to do the alcohol related community service and class. It's actually a combination of hours and class, and they're alcohol related, which really involves taking an online class and doing some extra time on that class to fulfill your hours. You're going to have to do it anyway, but if you do it on a deferred, you avoid the suspension. I'm trying to incentivize that class because that class is of utmost importance. Okay. Do you want to do that, or do you just want to take a straight hit?
I'll do the class. Yeah. I'm fine with
Okay. I know that you've already had a license suspension for the stop. Okay. And that this doesn't change that. Okay. That one runs. I believe it depends on if you blew or not. Okay. Or if they required a blow or a blood test. If they didn't, there's different rules. I don't do that part, but they handed you a sheet. And if you read the whole front and back of that sheet, it tells you in there what to expect. Okay. As
Okay.
far as questions about that, if you have questions about that, you can talk to an attorney. You can also find helpful information like frequently asked questions on the DPS alcohol related. You do a word search on that and find the website, whatever your search engine, Texas DPS alcohol related license suspensions. Okay. And there's going to be an FAQ section that will talk to you more about the information on the back of that page that you were given by the arresting officer. Okay. And then I can't answer those questions because it doesn't even come to my court. Even if you contest that part of it, the suspension, that goes to a different judge, an ALR judge. And I'm doing just the part that is the citation. Okay. I like to get that really clear for you simply because I'm not picking on you, but it's simply because in the end, you get to deal with both pieces. And if you're not aware that there are two pieces, it can startle you because you'll think you solved it and then it comes back up again. There are two pieces to that. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, the third wheel piece to that is further suspensions for conviction, further suspensions for not doing classes and things. So what I'll tell you is, if you're asking for a deferred today, and you might not have known that you could, I would allow you to make that request and I would grant it. I am seeing, and I'm hearing the answer is yes to that.
Yes, ma'am.
That you're making that request. And the third thing that I want to talk to you about is it looks like you don't have income at this time. And so the way that you're not working right now, is that right?
No, yeah, I'm self-employed kind of thing, but
Okay, what is it that you do there?
I just do like modeling and social media related things.
Okay. All right. So what we can do is for payment, I can order community service. And that turns into 14 hours.
All right.
And then the deferral is actually going to run for 150 days. So the end date is August 4th. And your class will be due on May 3rd. And that class will be a total of 20 hours of alcohol-related community service. You're going to have to pay for your class. It doesn't come
Okay.
to the court. It's an online, and you'll have some choices to make on that. We'll have a list of choices, places where you could do the alcohol-related hours that are required. Okay.
Okay.
If you do, really, it amounts to three things. Okay. So from today until May 3rd, you'll be on, I'm sorry, August 4th. I don't know where, oh, May 3rd. Yeah, August 4th. You'll be on basically an informal probation. And it's informal in the sense that you will not be answering to a probation officer and paying probation fees. Okay. But it's formal in the sense that you are not to reoffend, not to be accused of any new offenses or convicted of any new offenses. Okay.
Mhm.
So that means, you're going to have to sort of change whatever the behavior is that got you here. Okay. And you're going to be more aware of what that is than any of us. Okay. But here's the deal. On August 4th, if I look and see that you don't have any new offenses, if I also see that you don't have, you've got your hours turned in, your class done on time, then, and no new offenses or warrants, then I will dismiss your charge. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now we're going to do all that in writing. I can email it to you and you can email it back signed. I need a legal signature, not an e-sign. Can you do that this morning?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And on that set of documents, and I'll need it back this morning, on that set of documents will include your deferred to sign and a sign off on your community service. Okay. There will also be a timesheet to keep track of your hours, a list of possible local places where you can do the work. If you leave the list, it better be a nonprofit because I can't count it otherwise. Okay. And then a list of classes that you can choose up to 20 hours from. You can do two different places or you can do one place. You'll want to look online and see what options you prefer in terms of where. Okay. Do you have
Okay.
any questions?
No, this is my first time. I don't want to get too much.
Yeah.
I think
If you wind up with further questions that you didn't think of today, because sometimes that's how the mind works. Okay.
Mhm.
We get nervous and we don't think of our questions. So if that happens to you, you can email the court online help email. You can ask your questions. A clerk will answer. If the clerk can't answer, the clerk will bring it to me to get an answer. Okay. And that is true for everyone here. Okay. If after today you get off and you realize, wait a minute, I forgot to ask this thing, shoot an email and we'll email back. But you're always responsible for checking on it. So that's a great method to communicate. But just be aware, it's not a thing where you drop it off and suddenly you're not responsible till we make you responsible again.
Right.
And nobody thinks about it that way, maybe. But the fact is you can't drop an email and then go, well, you didn't get back to me, so I didn't have a duty to do anything. It's not going to work that way because in the end, these are criminal offenses. They don't affect the court's record. They affect your record. You have an ultimate responsibility to follow up. So just be really clear. Hey, I didn't hear back from them in 2 days. Let me call and make sure they got that email. Let me check in. You need to handle it that way. It's good to check and confirm things were received. Did an answer go out? Did you miss it? Did it get blocked? Because in the end, those aren't legal excuses for not getting a thing done. Okay. So we're happy to work with you, but you've got to realize there's a little more than what you normally do with, say, an email friendship. Okay. All right. It's more like a really good friendship or a family member where you check. Okay. All right. So do you, Mr. Uloa, am I saying your last name remotely correctly?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good. We'll email everything to you. We'll expect them emailed back. If you can't get that done, come by the court.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, I do have one question.
Yes.
I got in the mail, it said I would come to court on the 7th.
Right. We sent a summons because it is the type of offense where we summoned you. And then what happened was, I believe that it was that process was interrupted by this meeting instead. So we've ceased that trajectory, if you will, and now we've got this trajectory, which is your deferral with its due dates.
Okay.
Good
All right.
question. Good question. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Can I leave the room or?
Yeah, I'm about to leave you. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to move forward with, let's see. Taylor Price is the next person that logged in. Good morning. Can you get
Good
on screen,
morning.
Ms. Price? Are you able to get
Yes,
on screen?
ma'am. I think so.
And how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm well. I did receive the information that you gave us. Where we kind of are, and let me get you on screen. Can you do that? Is it working? I don't yet see you. Oh, here we go. We're having the same issue as Ms. Rodriguez. Okay, no problem. There you are. I've only recently become aware that this all looks very differently to me than it does for you. And what that ultimately means, there you go. How are you this morning, Ms. Price?
Good.
So yeah, things move around. People can be here and then they just move around even while they're talking. So yeah, someone logged out or went off, or maybe you hung up your phone and now it moved you. So if I look like I'm looking around a lot, that's part of what's going on. So Ms. Price, I did receive the information, and what's happening right now, and I'm glad you got back in with us, is that we have a situation where you're 3 months behind on your payments. And I'm just checking real quickly to look and see what were those monthly amounts. I'm wanting to see, and while the clerk is looking that information up for me, are you still with Concentrix?
Yes.
Okay. Has anything changed since you filled out your payment application on February 16th?
No. That's
Okay.
that was the most recent one, right?
Okay. So let me just. Okay. So we can lower your, I sort of interpreted what you gave me as a request to lower your payment plan to $50 a month, and I can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Now you're normally paying around the 9th or 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still a good time to do payment?
That's fine. Yes.
Okay, let's start back up on Friday the 11th. Are you paid on like a Friday, a Monday? What day are you paid?
On a Friday.
Okay.
Every other week.
You know, we can do a payment on the 11th of March, which is a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 weeks later, which is the 25th, we can start doing $25 every 2 weeks. And that way it will always land on a payday. Will that work?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I'm making notes real quickly. Here's my question. If I email you a new payment plan to sign for, can you print it, sign it, and scan it back over to us?
Yes.
Then we will email you the documents and expect to get those today with a legal signature. And if you can't get it done, you'll need to come to the court today to get it signed. Okay?
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any further questions before we move? I'll let you go.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I see Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Rice, and also I believe Mr. Reyes is back in the room. Mr. Reyes, are you here? Let me see if he's caught in the other room.
He left the breakout room, Your Honor. So I'm not sure if it was involuntary or if he accidentally disconnected.
Okay, where did we get to a conclusion or do we not have one yet?
We did not get to a conclusion. We didn't finish our conversation. So I think we could probably pick it back up at a final pretrial.
Okay, I'll just make a note. I did tell everybody that they needed to come back in if they got disconnected.
Hello?
Hi, are you here, Mr. Reyes?
No, this is Ignacio.
Yes, hi.
Was I already dismissed or we're just still pending?
So whose case is it? Because I have Yankel Reyes. That's who we're talking about.
Okay, I apologize.
Right. And what is your name
Ignacio
and your last name?
Olvera.
Yeah, Mr. Alvaro, it's actually not your turn yet. But definitely get to you. I was talking about a completely different case, Mr. Reyes.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay, so moving the pretrial docket forward, Pamela Rodolph was next and she's been dismissed. Skipping on over to the next person, which is Robert Quinones. Mr. Quinones, there you are. I'm sending you over to that meeting. And when that's concluded, click back over to this.
Okay.
And Ms. Rodriguez and Ms. Rice will join you in that. And then Ms. Rodriguez, Ms. Rice already clicked over. There you go. And I think you just click. If you sort of move around your screen, it's going to give you that button at the bottom screen, probably towards the bottom, to click back over. It doesn't let me resend you. It just is a standing invite. And once you find it, it will just, once you click it, it'll move you right over.
Am I leaving the meeting? Is that what
You're
I'm
not
doing?
leaving the meeting, you're moving to that pretrial meeting.
Okay.
So yes, the answer, excuse me, the answer is click on that button and it'll say, there you go. She got it. Okay. Yeah, we did go over, but she's, learning a new thing is always fun in a way. Matthew Cuthbertson, let me have you unmute if you could. How are you this morning? Mr. Cuthbertson?
Oh, yeah, I'm right here.
Hi, can you start your video?
Oh, yeah, sure can. Hello.
Okay. Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm fine.
Okay, listen, I reviewed the information you submitted and there was a speeding charge and that one was an open case and you entered a plea of no contest. The fine and costs were $444.60. And I just want to confirm your plea today is no contest.
Oh, no, I know I was guilty.
Okay, that's fine too.
Okay.
So my next thing or thought for you is I also reviewed the financial information that you submitted. You do have some older cases with us, and those cases don't require a plea at this time because they already had a plea, but they are in warrant, what's called a capias pro fine, a type of warrant for non-completion of a court order. Typically that's payment. I didn't look past that point, but what I would tell you is you qualified to do the payment through community service. And if I do that, that turns into all the cases together, and there are actually 5 cases. The cases totaled together, sorry, there are 3 pending. Totaled together, it turns into 64 hours of community service. I would start with a 60-day period for you to get those hours done and have them due by May 3rd, or you can request an extension by giving me what you've done up to that point and a written request for an extension if you need more time. And I also looked and saw you're in the Temple area still.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I have a list of providers for this area, and you can use that list. And I have rules, and I have a timesheet for you to use to keep track of your hours. And I would recall your warrant today, your warrants plural today, pending the outcome of getting those hours completed. Do you want to do that?
Oh, yes, I would love to do that.
Okay, now I can email this to you, or I can have you come by to pick everything up. Pretty big packet. There's one signature though that I need a legal signature for. Can we email it to you, have you print it, sign it, and scan it back over, or do you need to come by and just sign?
I think I'll just more come by and sign it.
That's great. What time should we look for you this morning?
Oh, yeah, I can come by afterwards.
Okay, so let's say by 11.
By 11. Okay.
Yes, but you can come early. So we'll have that at the front desk for you. Do you have any questions, Mr. Cuthbertson?
Oh, my license is expired. That's why I
Okay.
figured out I had all these fines.
Yes.
So I was going to request a hardship license due
Okay.
to the fact that I drive everywhere for my work.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you about that, and I scooted off the screen. I have a packet that I'm also going to, I call it my Texas driver's license information primer. And it's a pretty big packet of how do you get a hardship license. We don't call it a hardship license, but I know what you're asking about. We call it, it's good to learn what it's called. It's called an occupational driver's license.
Okay.
And this is the type of license to get if you have an essential need to drive, okay? And you don't have a way to just immediately get your license back. Now, for my part, the holds I have on your license, I will release those as soon as I get your hours in, and I know that I can clear your your cases and not have your cases anymore. Okay. So once I can clear you, I pull you out of that system. That can take, even if I were to do it today, that still can take up to 21 business days with DPS. I send it electronically to them, but they don't always, they just take the time that they take. I don't have control over their employees. Okay. They have a bit wider of a window than I do to clear them. Okay. But once I know I'm going to clear you, I get 5 days, and then they get 21 more. So 30 days, business days. That's really business days wise. That's more than a month. So
Yeah.
you might need this. So I'm going to put it with your information. It's going to be waiting at the desk for you. And it actually will let you get online and figure out everything going on with your license, if it's just me or if there's anything else that you forgot about or don't know about. And you can find it with that packet. And it includes the forms that you need to file and how to figure out which court you need to file it in. It's all in there. And also, if you can't afford to pay the fees to file that lawsuit, because you basically file a lawsuit and you sue to get your license back for a period of time. And you do that in a JP court. And it's probably going to be one of our local JPs. Okay. And so everything you need to do to figure out that, and the forms you need that are approved by those judges, will be in that packet. Okay.
Okay.
You will need to clear the hurdle of what's going on with this court. Okay. But the simple fact,
I have multiple tickets around Texas. I would have to knock all of them out to get my license back.
you would have probably, but I can't answer that for you because that's really legal advice. What I can tell you is that court would need to have a hold on you for those tickets. And if they don't, they may be in the works. So it does not behoove you to delay any of the courts. Okay. But first hired, first hired, first fired. So you go in order of ancient hold, but if there's a hold, you've got to clear the holds.
Yeah, okay.
If there's not a hold and you ignore it, they may put a hold on before it's all said and done. So you might as well contact everyone. But this will also show you how to look and see who has a hold. Okay. Yeah. So no time like the present, because what you want to do is you want to get them all going at the same time. And the reason why is if there are further consequences to your license and you delay them. See, think of it like, are you familiar with the term stacking?
Yeah, stacking.
Okay, right. So there's concurrent running and there's stacking. So concurrent looks like this and stacking looks like this, right?
Mhm.
So which is better, a tall building that knocks down or a short building that knocks
The
down?
short building.
Okay, if you run them all together, you will effectively stack them. I mean, you will effectively concurrently run them.
Mhm.
If you wait and do them one at a time, you will be making the decision to stack them.
Yeah.
Got it?
Mhm.
Okay, so go get them, and that packet is for you. I
thank
specifically, all I did was went online and printed out what you could get for yourself, but a lot of people don't know where to go. So it includes where did I get this information so that you can go get it yourself.
I will.
Okay, very good. Everything will be at the front desk.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along. Let's see. Mr. Rodriguez, Mario. Oh, just one moment, Mr. Rodriguez. I'll be right with you. I do need to go ahead. I've got a couple people that, and then while they're coming in, Ms. Rice and Ms. Rodriguez, I know y'all were talking to Mr. Quinones, and he did come back in the meeting. I see him, and I wanted to just find out: are we heading to resolution or are we heading to trial?
We're heading to resolution, Your Honor. If we could just keep Mr. Kionis on his April 6th date, we should be able to resolve it prior to that date.
Okay, so Mr. Quinones, sometimes y'all have a discussion that I'm not a part of, and that's fine. That's actually appropriate. But what I will tell you is if the case is still pending on April 6th, you need to be here at 2:00. The way to find that out is maybe the morning of or the day before, call and check and see. If it's still pending, then you need to be here. If it's no longer pending, if it's been dismissed or otherwise taken care of, then you will not. Okay.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you then, perhaps.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll let you go.
All right.
And also, Mr. Yankel or Yankel, I'm sorry, Mr. Reyes, Yankel Reyes. So we're going to just push you back into that meeting. You, if you can unmute, you got disconnected for whatever reason. Was that accidental? I'm assuming it was.
I just speak in English. Is the attorney, please?
So I can't speak Spanish, but I can get a translator. But I want to get that translator into the meeting. So y'all just go on into the meeting. I'm going to send him there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you stay there.
Okay.
Oh, I sent him over. There it went. Okay, moving forward. Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, thank you for your patience. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. So I did review everything that you've given me. The
Yes.
case is in warrant. It's a theft charge. We had you signed up for the first offender program, but
Mhm.
everything was due back in October. Okay. So once you didn't show up and get that done, you moved out of that program. The other option I have, and you had already entered a plea, but I just want to confirm your plea was, well, we crossed it out, but, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, just it was X'd out. Maybe it was on. Oh, I see the older sheet. There it is. So yeah, there was a guilty plea and I could do the deferred option with you, but I would have to figure out your fines and costs have gone to 631. And
Mhm.
most of that is due to just not showing up. You know, not being in court. When you get a court date and you don't show up, we actually send a request for you to come back in. And then if we don't hear from you, you know, we assume you knew originally of your court date, which you did because you signed for it. And
Yes,
two,
ma'am.
that you're not going to show up. So I start doing collection activity, and I did that with you because
ma'am.
you've got to attend to it. So I'm
Mhm.
highlighting this because if I give you a deferred and you blow off your dates, you're just going to get a conviction, and you're wasting your time, and you're certainly wasting mine.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
only reason I'm really pushing a little bit for you to think about getting on track here, because to me, you know, I mean, I work here. It's not like I get paid more to give you a warrant. I don't. Not at all, not by a stretch. So the fact is, you know, thefts affect your record. We had this discussion way back. And
Mhm.
if you want to address that record now would be the time to do it. If you don't care, and I'm assuming you care enough to be on this meeting, you know, so I'm saying maybe you want to do it, but if you know, hey, I'm not really going to do that, don't waste your own time, you know,
Mhm.
because it's not wasting mine. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do, but it's would help you if you want to do it, but you're going to have to really understand a deadline is a deadline is a deadline. It's not going to not be a deadline because you ignore it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what do you want to do?
I'll do what you are suggesting me to do. So
Well, I'm not really suggesting it. I'm letting you know it's available.
yeah, yes, I'll do that.
You want to do a deferred?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I want to do it for.
Okay. I'll grant the deferred. Now, you have a high balance.
Yes.
And the last time we heard from you was, I have a payment application from August 26th. You were
Mhm.
working at HEB, you were living with family. Is that still the case?
No, I didn't have a job before. I didn't have a job before.
Well, you
Now,
told me you did. You
oh,
told me you worked at HEB.
oh no, I work at HEB now.
Well, you
I
told
start
me you worked at HEB on August 26th. You signed a
August
sworn statement.
26th.
That's the date you put on here. You filled
Really?
this out. Yeah, you filled this out. Is this not your paperwork? Look.
Yes, it is my paperwork.
Okay, well, you were either lying or you were telling me the truth. That's your signature.
Yes, because I didn't start working at HEB until October
Well, I don't know why you thought you were working there when you filled this out, but you filled
because
this
I didn't
out.
have a job before.
But that you did.
I did it. I did it. Wait. This one looks like I wrote it from like February 16th when I went.
Okay, well, you dated
Because
in
there's
August.
two of them. There's two of them. I got a citation for
Okay.
I got
I
a
see.
driving citation and then the court one.
Okay,
The
so you
theft
were,
citation.
so when you filled it out
Yes,
on
the
August
one
26th, wait a minute,
yes,
wait a minute. When you filled it out, August 26th, you weren't working there
yes,
then? You were.
yes.
Okay.
I wasn't.
And then I don't really know how to take that. What can you pay towards your balance today? That's really the bottom line.
Yeah, yes, yes. I could pay towards my balance.
What can you pay towards your balance once again? What?
Yeah. Oh, it's cutting off. Say it again, ma'am. Sorry about that.
What are you able to pay for your balance today?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is what? How much?
200, 300. It don't matter.
Well, I mean, can you pay it in full at 631? The sooner you get it out, the quicker you can check that off the list.
Yes, yes, I can. I could pay in full.
The next thing is you'll have, and this is the bigger thing. The most important thing is for you to get your theft intervention class turned in on time.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
it'll be due May 3rd.
May 3rd. Okay.
And then the final thing is your deferred will end on August 4th.
Okay.
And I need a signature today, and I need you to pick up paperwork today.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I'm going to do is and you're going to pay today anyway. So come on in because you're in warrant and I want to recall your warrant. And I need the signature and I need you to pick up everything today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'll recall the warrant as soon as you get here and sign for your documents. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what time should I look for you?
Um, well, I could go right now.
Okay. You're also going to update your application, your payment application
Okay.
with whatever it happens to be now.
Okay.
Okay. Because what we have is clearly old enough that you're not necessarily recalling it. And we just need that up to date. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Come on in. Let's get your documents and get you squared away.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember your deadline for your class so that you don't default again. Because
Yes,
you
ma'am.
won't have, I'm not going to give you multiple strikes, but due to your age and due to the nature of the offense and the impact it has on your future, I want to go ahead and let you have another shot.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So we're moving forward. LaMichael Thompson, where are you?
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. How are you, sir?
Good.
Let me get your file. So I do have that you're enrolled at Temple High School.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so you're on time for court, I think. Let me just double check. We did check that. Yeah. So you're on time for court. We have, before we even have teen court, we have a first offender program. Let me tell you how that works, Mr. Thompson, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and do you have a family member with you? Oops, you muted. There you go. Oh, can you unmute? Perfect. Thank you. Do you have a family member with you?
Ma'am?
Do you have a family member with you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You're looking away and maybe you're trying to listen.
Some kids walking in. I'm in school right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Does your teacher know you're doing court right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I have a first offender program.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
the main thing is we know there's a strong correlation between getting a theft intervention class done and not reoffending.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I have not seen you for any theft charges in the past. I don't believe. I forgot to check, but I don't think so. No, I don't. So I don't have anything like that with you. And ultimately what that means is that if you do a theft intervention class and turn it in on time, I can dismiss your citation.
Yes, ma'am.
But you've got to be on time. It's an online class and you do have to pay for your class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's very similar to teen court, except you're not paying money to us. You're just taking care of your class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, but it's going to be quick. I need it by April 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
And I need your signature on this form today, and you're in school. So my question is, when can you come by and sign? Can you come by after school?
About 1 o'clock.
Okay. And I'm just making a note to your file. So you're coming in at 1 o'clock today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have everything at the front desk for you, and you'll be able to get copies of everything too. Okay. And then we'll also
ma'am.
have a list of places where you can choose from about where to do your class. Okay. And you
Yes,
can pick from that list and go where you think might be like the one you like. Okay. And then you
ma'am.
get it turned in on time. I'll be able to sign a dismissal. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Thompson, what questions do you have of me today?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. Then you're good to go. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Signing paperwork. Here we go. And my next person is Ariel Stewart. Good morning. How are you, ma'am?
Good
How are-
morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Okay, so I did receive the information that you gave me. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
I'd also received pleas on all 3 cases, but I like to confirm those. It's not to embarrass you or anything like that. It's really just to make sure, now that you've heard everything I've said this morning, that we're still on the same page, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so they're all from December 14th of 2021. And there's one for plates. And I need to ask the clerk a quick question. Is she- Yeah, I always look. Okay, so there's a plate, but we didn't go to. Okay. The plate charge has fines and costs of 181, and you entered a plea of guilty. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
There's also a registration charge, and that one is 151. Guilty was entered.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, you're cutting out.
Oh, I'll lean forward. Sometimes that helps.
No, you're.
Yeah. No, it's better for you to tell me. And then the insurance charge has fines and costs of 281, and you entered a plea of guilty. Is that your plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have a couple of quick questions. This vehicle, is it your vehicle? Are you still driving it?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been able to get it properly registered?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Have you been able to get the plates done?
I'm going to do that today. The car's at the mechanic. There's just a couple of things that were wrong with it. So
Okay.
my dad and I are gonna go as soon as we can get it.
Okay, great. Was it insured when you were driving on the 14th of December?
I'm not 100% sure. My dad said he did because I'm on his insurance. But he said when he was doing it, either the PIN number or something was off, and so he had to redo it. So I guess that's why it was coming up as not insured.
Okay, so you're perfect for what I'm about to suggest, okay? I haven't had you in court before. These are all things that might have some relief available for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The registration charge, I need to look at that paper when you do it. You peel off the sticker and put it on your car. That paper that you peeled it off says on it, don't throw this away, keep it in your glove box. Did you keep
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Were you able to keep it?
Yes, it's in the glove box right now.
Bring it to us. Let me look at it because I might be able to dismiss that charge with a $20 fee instead of $151. Okay.
Okay.
So that I need to see that. And
Yes, ma'am.
if you can't find it, you're going to come in anyway and sign for an extension on that. So it's either or. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then the next one, the plate charge, you're going to sign an extension for that. You need to stay on time and not miss a court date. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And if I can see that the plate has been fixed, which would be either a note from your mechanic or a photograph that you print and bring in. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In that event, you can bring it to the clerk, but I can't go out and look at it. You have to bring it in because I need to scan it into the file. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can bring that in, proof that the plate has been,
Fixed.
not going to get you pulled over anymore, basically.
Yes, ma'am.
And then that's a $10 fee.
Okay.
And then your insurance case, if you were insured at the time of the stop, and you can bring me proof of that, then that case can be dismissed. We will have to get proof for the file, and we'll call and verify it, and then we can dismiss. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're coming in. If you don't have any of those things today on the case, you'll be signing an extension to 3/22.
Because I live in Cypress.
Oh, you're in Spring. Yeah, you're in
Yes,
Spring.
ma'am.
So can we email it to you? Can you sign it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here's what you're going to do. We'll email it, print it, sign it, scan it back with any of the information that you have today.
Yes, ma'am.
And then if you're missing the plate compliance, the registration compliance, or the insurance compliance, you'll already be extended. But as soon as you get the information, send it over
Just send
to
it.
us. Maybe we can even cancel that court date.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
If you're approved for dismissal on any of these, there's a $20 fee on the registration for dismissal a $10 fee on the plate for dismissal, and no fee for the insurance for dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm just making a note that I'll accept compliance documents
Hmm.
up until 3/22. Okay.
Okay.
And that we're emailing to the email where we set up the hearing. Is that email going to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Okay, Ms. Stewart, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You're good to go.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, just a quick moment with the prosecution. They were talking to, I believe, Mr. Quinones.
Mr. Reyes,
I'm sorry, Mr. Reyes. That's right. And he just came back in.
great.
Y'all were about to talk to Mr. Quinones. Okay. Can I get Reyes back? So, Mr. Reyes, did we reach a resolution for his case?
We did, Your Honor. I have the interpreter on the phone still in case we need her to interpret. But we did reach a resolution. The state's requesting to dismiss the improper registration in exchange for a plea of no contest on the insurance charge. Mr. Reyes indicated that he may need he's requesting a payment plan. He does not have a financial affidavit on file. And I said that you would work with him to get that information. And if you need it via email, he suggested you could email him.
Okay. So just to be clear, dismissing on the registration and
Yes.
payment on the, okay. As a plea bargain?
Yes.
Do you know if he needs more than 30 days?
I did not ask him that. He may.
Okay. So that's one of the dismissals I'll expect y'all to send. I'm going to email him the payment information. We do have an application actually.
Oh, great.
And he's asked for $50 a month. And I'm just going to send him a quick message letting him know that I can accept that.
Should I hang up with the interpreter?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, interpreter, for your help.
And okay, let me just let me send that over. And then I need to go ahead and move y'all forward. So has he already been resolved? Okay. So y'all are moving forward with Ms. Sears. Ms. Sears, I'm moving you to the breakout room at this time. Are you able to unmute before you go? Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm going to send you to this, it's called a breakout room, and you'll go there automatically. And when you're done discussing with Ms. Rice, Ms. Rodriguez, there'll be a button on your screen to click back over to the meeting. If that doesn't work, you can hang up and dial back in, okay? Just like you did to come in this morning, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So expect to be just moved over all of a sudden. And Ms. Rice and Ms. Rodriguez are moving over there now. Okay. And then I'm moving forward with Ignacio Olvera. Mr. Alvera, can you get on screen? And I'm going to try to say, you're Alvera Sagajon. Do I say that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have video? Can you engage?
Yes, ma'am.
And give me just a moment. Okay. Mr.
Hello?
Okay, no, I'm just trying to make sure I've cleared Mr. Reyes. And we did. So he's coming in. I just told him $50 a month is acceptable, but he has to come in and sign for it. And he said, okay. All right, yes. So yes. Do you go by Ignacio Alvera or Ignacio Alvera Sagajon, or how do you say your name the best way?
Ignacio Olvera.
Okay, thank you. And just, sorry, I've got, yeah. So we've had a little bit of problem because right now you've requested teen court, but I don't have your school enrollment information yet.
Yes, ma'am.
And I also have a bunch of forms that you need to do before we move forward. And I tried to send them, but I had difficulty with your email address. And furthermore, I do need to see a parent on screen. And I'm seeing half of your head and a ceiling. Where are you right now? Where are you, sir?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, but where are you?
I'm in school.
Okay, we need to reschedule you. I need you and a parent. You're going to have to not be in school
need
when you do court in your case.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
It's okay. I'm going to reschedule you. You're supposed to come sign for the reschedule. When do you see your parent today?
After school.
Okay, like what
Around-
time is that?
Around 5.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 5:30? What is it?
Like positive at 5:30. 5:30.
Okay, then your mother or father, who are we talking about? Which
My
one?
mother.
Okay.
My mother.
You and your mother need to come in tomorrow morning and sign your documents.
What time?
We open at 8.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
So let's say you're coming in at 8 a.m.
I say about 8:40. 8:40.
And y'all are going to sign your reset
Yes, ma'am.
and also your added forms. And you'll need to confirm your email address at that time.
Okay.
And then we'll set this back up to talk about teen court. Okay. There's
Yes,
some
ma'am.
steps before court, and you're under 17, and so you're required to have a parent.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll see you in the morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I need to call the room for people that are not here for my docket. If I call your name, not if I don't call your name, if I call your name and you're here, let me know, because I think you're not here. And I saw this person, I thought at one point. Nope. Francis Aduofe. I thought you
Yeah, ma'am.
There you
Yes.
are. Yes, it says
Yes, Your
Francis.
Honor.
Yeah, I see you. Great. I thought I saw you. So I want to tell you that I have reviewed everything that you gave me, and your driver safety course option, that is one of those things that you're required to be on time throughout the whole process. And we needed your insurance information by February 11th. And we didn't get that in. By February 1st. And we didn't get it from you till the 11th. And I'm just looking. Oh, no, I've decided though that, and I did review what you wrote to me. I did review everything you wrote down. And I'm going to go ahead and let you move forward with the regular driving safety course option.
Yes, ma'am.
But but the way that that works is I have to collect the court costs, but not the fine. Do you understand?
Can you please say that again?
Yeah, and I'm actually talking like as loud as I know how to talk without screaming. But so you might want to turn me up or something. But so for the driver safety course option, you have to pay the court cost. And those aren't cheap. It's $144. And I don't believe, and we do have those. So I just need you to come in and sign your final documents. Is that all I need? So when can you come in to sign your documents this morning? What time this morning can you be here?
After maybe afternoon, this afternoon. Please.
Okay, what time?
Let's say 12:30, ma'am, if it's not lunchtime.
That's perfect. Great.
So am I going to do the course again, please?
Yes.
But I have to pay for it.
You have to pay for the course and you have to pay for your driving record. And we're going to put all that in writing for you, okay?
So I'm making additional payment to what I've paid already.
No, you're not.
Okay, I'll come there, ma'am. My daughter is crying loud out there.
Okay.
I've been hiding behind the door for her for over an hour now.
They will explain at the window, okay? When you get here.
Ma'am.
They'll explain everything to you when you get here.
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll see you then.
Thank you very much.
You too. Take care. Okay, prosecution and Ms. Sears. Ms. Rice, where are we with that?
We reached resolution, Your Honor. The state believes that Ms. Sears meets the prosecutor standing motion to dismiss, and I will send over dismissal or after pretrial today.
Thank you. And Ms. Sears, can we email that to you at the email that we used to set up the meeting today?
Yes, ma'am.
We will send it in later this morning probably, or by this afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. You're good to go. And moving the prosecution forward. Your next person is Nancy Hitt. Ms. Hitt, you're actually going to be just sent over to the prosecutor room or breakout space. And I'm going to send that over now.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you and see you. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Here you go. Thank you. And so I'm back to just calling and seeing if people are here. Christopher Butler, are you here? Did I miss you? Okay. And then Asia Harrison, are you here? Katya Leftwich, are you here? I see Kimberly Martinez. Good morning. Can you get on screen? Hi, Ms. Martinez. I need you to get on screen.
Hello.
Great. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, and you're here. I can't remember the name of your guardian or parent. Can you give me your name, please?
It's Rosa Martinez.
Yes. Did you say Melissa?
No, Rosa. R-O-S-A.
Rosa. I'm sorry, Ms. Martinez.
That's okay.
You cut out right when you were saying it. And as I recall, are you mom?
I'm her guardian. I'm her cousin.
That's right. I remembered that it was not a parent, but I could not remember exactly. But you're authorized to be in a legal proceeding with her, I'm thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
So as I recall, we were trying to let me just look at my notes again. My memory is y'all weren't going to do y'all weren't getting a driver's license yet.
No, we talked about it and we looked into the Austin school and some classes at the DPS website. So I'm gonna do one of those, whichever is cheaper for me because I don't have a lot of money, but I'm gonna do one of those for her. We looked into the classes for the Austin school. We just have to, I've been calling them, they haven't called me back. So I'll have to probably go by there and see if we can fill paperwork for her. Because the classes start in March, I think.
Okay, so that's not gonna probably, I mean, if you do that class, see, I don't know you're gonna be enrolled yet. If you do that class, hold on one second, the clerk is telling me, I think it takes 5 or 6 weeks. Right? Yeah, so that's gonna take like 5 or 6 weeks. And teen court, we have a max of 8 weeks, but normally we try to get everything in 4 weeks. And so I think that we should maybe either, I mean, I can give y'all 2 more weeks to go get enrolled in that, and then we can start if, and see if you're gonna have enough time. And that's, you know, probably the least expensive way. If it works, and I don't know if it's gonna work until you tell me that you're enrolled and how long it's gonna take, see?
It is
So-
gonna take a little bit more than those weeks that you said because I looked at the schedule because they have to they go every day, but it's gonna be more than those weeks for sure.
Okay, so my other option, and I still think, and I said it then, I still think it's an appropriate thing, is to do teen court for a dismissal. And if you do that, there's a $20 fee instead of $181. But there is a life skills class, and we did find one in Spanish, which you said would be better. And I don't care if it's Spanish or not Spanish. It's whatever's going to work best for her and you.
Okay.
But that class is probably going to run about $50. It's still going to clock in much less than paying the ticket.
Okay.
This ticket, if it's unresolved, will put a hold on her license. So
No.
you won't be able to get it. So we need to resolve this. So
Okay, go ahead.
I think that you're, in a way, it's easier, but I think it's more beneficial for her to do the teen court program, do a life skills class in Spanish, if that's the best language. Again, like I said, y'all tell me what works best, but it's available. And then, you know, if I get that class in on time, that's an online class too, so she can kind of juggle it around the schoolwork and the other class that she's going to be doing. Then you get a dismissal. She doesn't owe the money, and it's not put on her driver's, you know, record.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah.
So this class is online. So the $50 would have to be paid before we start the class. And how do you know how long that class is or hours maybe?
Let me look. I think the Spanish class is 8 hours, but let me double check. We're checking. It's a 10-hour class, but it's not all at once. You can log in and out.
She can do it, you know, every day as soon as she has free time, right?
Yes, and you know, you don't have to wait till the 5th of April to turn it in. If she got it done this week or weekend, she could turn it in next week and the case would be dismissed.
Okay. Well,
can we pay the $20 teen court fee today?
Yes, I think so. I'm gonna have to go by there today.
Yes, we'll need y'all to come in and sign for it and pay the $20 fee if you can today. And then the life skills class is not due until April 5th.
Okay.
Okay, when are y'all coming by the building to do signatures?
We can go by there today.
Okay, we'll see you what time?
Maybe 12 or 1. I don't know what time it is right now.
It's 10:30 and we'll see you around 1.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll be there and I'll drop that off. If
she has to come in with you.
Okay.
And it will only take about 10 minutes once you get here.
Okay, if for some reason I don't have a ride over there because I have somebody took my car, can I do this in the morning tomorrow or?
Usually not. Call us and check if that is what happens.
Okay, just call you. All right, I will try to be over there either way today to make it for her.
We don't close till 5.
Okay, the paperwork for the class will be all in that paperwork.
When you get here, we will have everything that you need to sign, including information about how to find a class.
Okay.
Okay.
And we get this class done before the April the 5th. Are we gonna have another core or?
No, you will
No.
not. As long as you stay on time, you won't.
Okay, I won't do that. I will take care of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Let me go back to folks that I don't know if they're here. Mr. Miles, I see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. I did receive the information that you submitted, and we had driver safety course option, but we didn't get what we needed, and a show cause was sent for not completing. And then that's basically where we are. I'm not able to do the driver safety course option now, but after reviewing everything, I am able to order that the balance. I'll have to do a conviction, but the balance of 135 can be fulfilled by doing 7 hours of community service.
Yes, ma'am.
And that would be due by April 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
I just need a signature, and I need you to pick up, the documents for doing community service. And I see that you're local. Can you come by to get those this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What time should we look for you?
1 o'clock.
We will see you at 1,
Yes, ma'am.
the front desk. You know where we're located, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll see you then, Mr. Miles, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Okay. We had a number of people coming in late, so I'm still making sure I didn't miss folks. Dominique Pearson, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. You're under Sonia Pearson. Okay, that's fine. But that's why I didn't realize.
I'm the mom. I am here, but I'm
You're
also
good.
Yes, I'm also working in the daycare, so it's kind of I'm trying to go back and forth.
Yeah, no, that's good. I actually welcome you, even though you're not legally required to be here. It's great to see you because I think it's better. I do think parent involvement makes a big difference.
Yes, ma'am.
So good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dominique, the charge that we have here is a speeding charge, and it has fines and costs of $259 if you paid it. You're enrolled in Belton, and therefore you're qualified for teen court, which is a way for you to take responsibility and gain a dismissal. With teen court, there is a $20 dismissal fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Are you able to go pay it yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able? Is he able to come up there and pay it himself today?
Yes. Okay. And Dominique, my question to you this morning, were you on when I talked about the pleading options of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me walk you through those. When you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all ways that we have under the law to accuse someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. When you give a plea, you're giving your answer, your response to that accusation. There are 3 options. Are you with me so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So the options are guilty, guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty means I did this, okay? No contest means I'm not contesting it. I'm not admitting it. I'm just letting you move forward and sentence me, judge. And not guilty means I'm contesting it. I want a trial. Okay?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
with me so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So to the charge of speeding, how are you pleading?
I'm guilty.
Okay. And so we're moving forward with teen court, which is a way to gain a dismissal. Okay. So that $20 fee is a teen court fee. And then there's going to be a driver safety course that you can do online. And it won't be due until April 5th. And once you get it done, you'll get a certificate of completion. And you'll want to either email it to the court online help email that we used to send you the meeting request, or you can bring a certificate by the court. But I want it no later than April 5th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if you do that, then you get a dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
Does that sound like a good idea to you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So with team.
So you can come up and do your paperwork alone. Your mother doesn't have to come with you because you're 17. And in Texas, that means that even though you're in high school and even though you can't be drafted yet, you can be signing for your own legal documents for criminal cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what time can you get here properly?
In the next hour.
In the next hour, is that all right?
Yes, that's great. So we'll see you by noon, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And yeah, just let me finish and then I definitely want your question, ma'am. So Mr. Dominique, we'll have everything at the window for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll sign everything. You'll make that payment. We'll give you information about the class and how to find one, okay? There'll be some options there and you can choose from those options. And then all you have to do is enroll and get it done and turned in by May 5th. But you're going to get a copy of everything you sign, and you're going to be given the class information for how to find what you need to do to successfully complete it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. After you come by at noon, are you heading to school or do you school online or at home?
I go to school, ma'am.
Okay. If you need an excuse to get back into school, when you come in at noon, we can give you that excuse. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And if mom needs an excuse as well. Ms. Pearson, you had questions and I would be happy to entertain those questions.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for interrupting.
It's okay.
With the teen court, is there like he has to come to another appointment, or is this everything at 12? He'll be explained everything and that's that.
So there's kind of an interesting answer to that. If he gets everything done on time today and then turns in his class on time, there's no more court dates.
Okay.
If he doesn't, there would be. So the answer is maybe not. But you got to do your part.
Yes, ma'am.
So really the answer is you tell me, are we going to get it done? If we're going to get it done, then the answer is no. If we're not, or if we don't, then yeah, there'll be more court time and more probably, then there's money owed.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, we'll finish this off. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Pearson, do you have questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
We'll let you go. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see. On Ms. Hint, prosecution, did we reach a resolution or are we still pending?
I think we're going to be heading for trial for this particular case, Your Honor. And Ms. Height has requested discovery if we could set that for her final pretrial date on April the 6th.
Okay, we can do that. We're Ms. Height, how do you say it?
It's Height, thank you.
Okay, because I definitely have been corrected every time I say it one way, the person tells me the other. But all joking aside, I'll see you on April 6th at 2:00. We will schedule discovery for that time as well.
Thank you, Ms. Pearson.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And so, Ms. Rodriguez, Ms. Rice, I'm moving y'all back into the prosecution room, and Michael Kelsey is your next person. Mr. Kelsey, you look definitely ready. If you're able to unmute right now, that would be great.
There, is that better?
There you go. Yes, it's perfect. And so now I'm sending you back over to that breakout space, and you'll come back in this room. There'll be a button to do that once you're in there. We'll see you there.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. See, let me sign some documents and then I'll get back on it. Thank you. Well, good. We're just down to a couple of motions. Not many. On left, which I'll accept those hours. gonna make a note to pull those documents and see what we need to add. That one was still clear. One is Butler, Mr. Butler, that is. He is indigent. He requested payments, but he didn't show up, so he can't sign for them. I'm gonna just go ahead and order community service first, and it's due in 30 days. If he comes in, I would allow him to schedule a payment plan, knowing that he has community service as an option, but I didn't get to tell him, so I'll just do it. Sometimes that gets people's attention to clarify with us what they're trying to do. When you get a chance, I want to look up Asia Harrison in the jail and see what it's for. I'm thinking that we just call it a day. If we have pleas and time serve it. But if she's in for anything that is not encompassed as a crime of moral turpitude, I might delay with the charge and give her a chance at it still. If it looks like she's going to get out. Ms. Rodriguez is back in. Ms. Rodriguez, are you okay?
Yes, I'm good. I'm having to take a few minutes to
Sure.
get something, and I didn't want to be disrespectful and not be looking at you whenever so I'm off camera. I'm listening.
Okay, no problem. No, it's okay. Just if you want to get taken care of, and then we'll just get you back in the swing.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Do we have Harrison? I know you've got a lot happening all at once. Sure. This was stuck to the other one. This is that case that was dismissed, right?
Yes.
It was paper clipped to the other one. This also was dismissed. I think that might be attached. I have Brittany Withers, not on my list, but I have her printed, and I don't have her on either list. Can we? It does look like her court date is today. Was she on pretrial or it didn't make it onto the type out? Let's just confirm before I no show her. See. Oh goodness, yeah, there's no. I have one more question on Harrison. On her, is her deferred? She requested it. Is it signed by her? I think it should be. And her hours were due today. And obviously that can happen. but I can time serve those hours. They're not due. Is she show caused yet for anything? Okay. Mhm. On her first intervention, we did one for deferral, the order. Okay, so just on that deferral, what we're gonna do is for the 13 hours, I'll accept the jail credit. Her course, I think I waived it. But her reoffending, I think we've got to show cause her for that. Because, yeah, so we'll show cause her for that. On the theft charge, I think I have a conditional plea, but can we check? Do we not sign them up for first offender? We just extend them? But when she came in, she should have signed up for it. She came in to sign this other. It's just that I'm seeing that more and more. It's like they don't know it's out there. Yeah. So that previous thing had a conditional plea so that we didn't have to show cause on that theft charge. Has she been show cause for appearance? Okay, so we'll have to do it before I accept it. But then I would accept her plea. Actually, I can accept her plea already because, yeah, no, scratch that. I'll be right with y'all. I can accept the plea in time soon on that one. If you look at that record, it's not helping her because she has tons of things for the same offense. Okay, on Michael Kelsey, Ms. Rice, where are we?
I had a quick question first. Well, Mr. Kelsey had a quick question. If he enters into deferred disposition for this particular charge and he is successfully does the terms of it and gets a dismissal at the end, will it affect his ability to own a firearm? I don't think it would because it's not family violence, but he asked me to ask.
Honestly, I cannot answer that without giving legal advice.
Okay. I did not know the answer
I don't
either.
want to be on the line for something that's legal advice when I'm not allowed to give it.
Yeah.
If he wants a 2-week reset,
Mhm.
we'll be happy to reschedule him onto the pretrial docket and he can talk to whomever he wants to talk to, preferably an attorney of his choosing. And otherwise, it's whatever he wants to do today. He's
Well,
not scheduled till April 6th for his final, and I can add him to the pretrial docket the day before, which is April 5th. Okay.
I think that actually would be great because I think that was a question that he was very concerned about that he wanted an answer on. Yeah.
So yeah, let him know or bring him back in if he wants to do that. What we can do is give him more time to figure out what he's doing. You want to bring him back in?
I don't have that ability.
You have to tell him to do it.
Oh, I did. He got confused.
You can't go back in there and tell him to
Yeah,
do it again?
I will. Yes.
I'm trying to, I don't have a way to move him. I have a way to try to move him, but it doesn't really bring him back in. Except this time it worked. Okay. All right, Mr. Kelsey. Yes. Ms. Rice explained the dilemma, and the answer is that we can't give you legal advice. So I think the solution, unless you want to proceed with that deferral today, is to just reschedule you. We have 2 ways we can do that. We can just leave you on your April 6th at 3:00 to come into the courtroom. Or if you want to appear virtually, we can go ahead and schedule you the day before at 9 to be just in this virtual meeting again, April 5th. We'll need a signature on that.
I'll just do the one that she recommended. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. So just to make it clear, she doesn't recommend, but she does say that her position is that she's okay with what is called a deferred.
Yes.
And that keeps it from being a conviction on your record. And she has some conditions, which I'll let her articulate in a moment. But we do not have a way to talk to you about whether that would impact your ability to get a firearm or a concealed weapon license or anything like that. We're not going to be able to give you advice about it. Okay?
Okay, can I ask you, where can I go to get that advice?
So there's a couple of things that you could do. I don't recommend that people rely on internet advice because maybe it's good, but maybe it's not. And I don't know how you would know. And you certainly couldn't hold anybody accountable to that. So that's sort of a buyer beware situation, right? So you can talk to an attorney and we can give you some time till your next court date to talk to an attorney. Many attorneys will talk with you for free for a consult. And that's the kind of question that you could put to that person. If you want to do that, we certainly do not have any kind of problem with that because that's your right and you would just be exercising that right.
No, ma'am. I looked at we looked up the charge online, and it's only, from what I've understood and my mom understood, it's only family violence that does that. So I'll go ahead and do the one that she said, the whatever y'all call that. I can't remember.
Deferred.
Yeah, deferred. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So, Ms. Rice, what were your conditions on that deferral?
It would be the normal conditions. I don't know when Mr. Kelsey can make payment. I'm sorry, I forgot to ask him. But if he can pay today, then it would be 90. If he needs a little longer, it'd be
It
120.
can't be 90 if there's a class because we need time to get that.
There's no class. So it'd be the three normal conditions, no convictions, showing up to court on time, updating the court so number, and then the fourth one would be just no contact with the victim.
And who is the victim?
The victim's name is Annalisa, Annalicia, and then it's Gonzalez, Gonzalez.
Okay. All right. I will approve that. And I will get with him about the question mark piece. I'm going to move you forward and Ms. Rodriguez when she's ready to rejoin. And that will be to meet with Jamie Gatson. So Ms. Gatson, I know you're here. Let me have you get on screen and unmute. And then we'll move you on into that meeting. Hi. Okay. We're going to move you on into that meeting. If you can unmute now, though. Yes, you did.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So you're going to actually just be shifted right over to that meeting with Ms. Rice and potentially Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And Mr. Kelsey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next question I have, the deferred is good. My question then is, there's a balance of 296 and part of your deferred is we need to collect that. I did look at your income just briefly. I just did the briefest of checks. Can you pay that balance today or are you able to make payment today on that?
I will be up there to make a payment today.
Okay,
I have to check my account to know exactly how much I can pay today. I'm gonna try to do at least 100.
Okay. Let me suggest this. Because a court date, because a payment date needs to be specified in your deferred and we kind of don't know, but we kind of know what it is. My question is, if I give you up to 30 days to pay in full, would you be able to hit that mark? That would be April 5th.
I'll do it.
Okay.
It puts me on a tight budget because I got a brother who's dying in the hospital and I take care of my mom who's 82 this year.
Okay. So one thing that we can do to solve that is that I can split it into 2 payments. And so that would be 148 and 148. And what I would say is in 30 days, half of that, the 148 would be due by April 5th. And then the next 148 would be due a month later on May 3rd.
Okay. My question is, if I can come up and make extra payments, can I do that?
Of course. Late is the only problem. Early and more is not a problem. It's late that becomes a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So that all said, then I can get your order ready so that when you get here, it's ready to go and you'll just be signing it. And if you're able to make a payment today, you can. If you need that 30 days, that's fine because it's already built in. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
I do appreciate it.
You know where we're located?
Yeah, I think that's where I got all the paperwork at, right?
Yes, sir. That's right. Okay. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Am I completely done?
You are once you sign, but you're done with the online meeting for sure.
That's what I was talking about, the online menu.
I know. I just have to always answer exactly what's being asked, but you got your answer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. Just continuing.
Hello.
Thank you, Ms. Gatson. So have we headed to resolution on this charge, or are we going to be heading to trial?
We've reached a resolution, Your Honor.
Okay.
So the state's requesting to do a deferral. Ms. Gatson said that she should probably be able to make payment within 30 days. She said she filled out a financial affidavit and the normal 3 terms of a deferral, 120 days. And then just the condition that she keep her insurance current. She does have an insurance card on file that shows it's good through the year, and the clerks did confirm it is valid when they checked.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Gatson, just stay on the line for a minute with me, but I'm going to move the team forward, and y'all are next meeting with Angelica Del Toro.
Yes, ma'am. And
just give me 1 second. Ms.
Yes,
Del
ma'am.
Toro, if you'll unmute now, it will help. And
Yes.
I'm sending you on over to that meeting with the prosecutor.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Ms. Gatson, for your patience. So I don't mind doing 30 days to make payment. I also show, at least at the time when you filled out the payment information, you were diligently looking for work. And so if that's changed, we want to update that form. If it hasn't and you still want to set up payment, I can, but the alternative would be to just order community service instead. So you tell me what's going to work.
Yes, ma'am. May I ask if when I do the community service, is that still a part of a deferral program?
Yes. Yes, of course.
I would take I would love to take the community service. And I did ask again. I know I was here like 6 months ago with a no insurance ticket, and I was asking for the dismissal for $20 if I got insurance, but she said, no, because
it was never an option. So if there was confusion,
okay. Yes, that's what. No, that's so I was confused because I did have to ask. And
no, listen, that's fine. If there's confusion at how we're relaying information, I like to know that so that I can work on that. But so just so you know, state law says no dismissal on insurance charges unless it was in effect at the time of the stop. We have a single workaround on that with the prosecution if it was in effect the very next day and you're on time for all your court dates. So I'm assuming, but I'm just going to check real quickly and make sure that, but that wouldn't have cost anything. So let me just look real quickly. Her insurance, Ms. Gatson, I know we have it. And they verified it. Can I look at it real quickly? It might have been a little while. There it is. Normally, everybody's pretty diligently vetting that stuff, but I don't make assumptions.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Was there an accident?
No, ma'am.
Let me look at that memo and make sure I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Always check the second. It's clear that they came in. Even in just yeah. We have a system making everything take longer. Hold on. Is it? So we have new people, and I think that's what happened. Let's check the memo and make sure. Does she have anything else pending? Or did she at that time? Maybe that was what happened. Okay. That's it. Yeah, that's what it is. That's it. Is that deferred over? Okay, I found the problem.
Yes, ma'am.
It almost like we were doing a dismissal just outright. Unfortunately, there was no insurance charge within the previous 2 years. And that is a requirement, and that's why you were pushed through this process. So I'm glad to see that we did our job right, but
Yes, ma'am.
that's well, I just, listen, I'm the gatekeeper, so I'm supposed to make sure.
Yes,
And we did. So the deferred is appropriate and no problem with that. We already have your insurance information, so I don't need to get that from you. We've got what we need. Just don't let it lapse. And the deferral's 120 days. For payment, what we're doing is community service, which is due, it's 14 hours. It's due May 3rd.
Yes, ma'am. May
And
3rd, 2 months.
yes, it would be helpful, and I show you in Temple.
Yes, ma'am.
If we can get you in to just sign and pick up your packet, it's faster. Can you get here today, this morning?
Yes, ma'am, I can. It'll probably be like within the next hour, if not after 1 o'clock.
Okay, I'll just put like by 2:30.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We'll have everything at the window, so it won't take very long.
All right, yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am, that's all. And thank y'all so much for working with me.
Of course, Ms. Gatson. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Yes,
it's been a
ma'am.
long morning.
Yes, ma'am, it's fine. Y'all have a great day.
You too, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I'll be right back. Good. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. I sometimes, Ms. Rodriguez, Ms. Rice, if you'll unmute, which you did do, and just make a little noise because I start doing different tasks I have and I don't always look up. With Ms. Del Toro, are we heading to resolution? Are we heading to trial?
I think that we're working towards a resolution, Your Honor. If we could just set Ms. Del Toro or keep her on her set pretrial date, and then we should probably be able to work out something at that date.
Okay. All right. So thank you. I'm going to move you forward. Ms. Del Toro, that means we'll expect to see you April 6th at 2:00 here in the courtroom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And so prosecution just moving. The next person is Daniel. He's still here. Yeah. And Mr. Pinion, are you going to be able to, yeah, let us see you? Okay, great. And
Yes.
so I will move you into that prosecution room.
Okay.
You'll probably want to hold still. Aaron isn't back today, right? I sent him a note, but I have not yet heard.
Mr. Don?
We're still on. It's just that it's not quite yet your turn.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to keep you muted. Thank you. Okay, so on Mr. Pignon's case, are we heading to resolution? Or are we heading to trial?
I think we're getting towards a resolution, Your Honor. If we could just set Mr. Pinon on we'll keep him on his April 6th date, and we should be able to resolve it prior to that date, but I told him that he still needs to plan to appear until call the court in advance to make sure.
Okay, so Mr. Pinion, we will see you unless the case has been completed, April 6th at 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So moving the prosecution forward, Mr. Escasa is our next person. Mr. Escasa, go ahead and unmute, and I will send you over to that pretrial room. He is here for all zip. This company. Okay, Ms. Rice, are we heading to resolution on these charges? Or are we heading to trial?
I think we may be able to reach a resolution, Your Honor, but I think that Mr. Escasa needs a little bit more information from our office. So if we could just keep him on his April 6th docket, and that way we can provide him the information he needs on that date.
Okay, so Mr. Escasa will all be here on April 6th at 1 o'clock, and you're expected to be here at that time, okay?
What day was the details? What
April
day?
6th. April 6th at 1 o'clock.
Could you please send me an email, please?
I believe we already have, but try to resend it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I,
It's not a link. It's in court.
I know, but it will be on April 6th. You know what time?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
So I'm free to leave now?
You are today.
Thank you.
And Denny Hernandez, can you get on the screen and at least unmute?
Hello, ma'am.
Hi,
Yes, Your Honor.
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Great, you're very faint. So if you're able to bring up the volume a little, that might help you. But I am going to send you over to the breakout room at this time.
Oh, okay.
There he goes. The placard. Handicap parking prosecutor memo. Emil appears to be qualified, but since she marked not guilty, they just put her on the pretrial. But it meets the requirements. And she's on time. It's a first offense. Let's look and see if I'm wrong. I might be missing something. The plea date, it was unattended, so technically there would need to be a summons if they don't appear, but they did appear on time. They presented the placard. Oh, it says AG at the top. And OG got the ticket. No, GO got the ticket. I don't know whose placard that is. So that would be why it would need to be the license. I wonder if there's any kind of note. There's an email. So he said, you know, call me if anything else is needed. And we just set him. And I do think it does need to be reviewed. So probably with that person, because so they put the initial of the person whose placard it is at the top right corner, and that says AG. So I don't see that that could be GO. So that plus a not guilty plea, I think, yeah, it needed to be set. That's that one. Did we figure out Brittany Withers? She is. I just wonder if, since it didn't make it onto my docket, I'm wondering if notice happened, but let's see. Email. I'm looking at it. We sent it to an email. Not entirely clear where that email came from. I guess she came in. Yeah, it's on her plea form. Yeah. Okay. She got notice. That one. So we'll be wrapped up pretty soon. Do we know from a citation whether there was an accident? Is it on it to the face? It's my but where? Oh, accident. I see. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, I missed the accident number card. Got it. Okay, good. That helps me a lot. Dominic Pearson made it in, right? Very good.
Oh.
He does. The child safety stuff.
Yes. Yeah, because he's got, like, normally it's like 12 is the minimum and then 20 is the top, but then there's also that community service provision. Since he's not taking a straight hit, and since there's not really a community service provision anymore, I'm just maxing out the 20-hour, and then if they wind up with conviction, I'm gonna go with that 20-hour on conviction, because, you know, they're not gonna get a break.
Okay, so then I don't need to put this.
Right.
Because it's included.
Yes, it is at this time, but on a conviction, it's just gonna be the course plus community service hours. Does that make sense? Okay, great. No, always best to ask me if I have not been clear or you don't know something that I said or whatever, if for any reason is what I really mean. Okay, we're back in. And regarding Denny Hernandez, let's see, let me see if I can get him back in. Here we go. Hi, Mr. Hernandez. I was just asking the prosecution if we have a resolution in these charges.
So Your Honor, I think we're working towards a resolution. If we could just keep Mr. Hernandez set on April the 6th and have him appear, he knows to appear.
Okay, and that's April 6th at 1 o'clock. And I'm just checking one more thing, Mr. Hernandez. He has payments due, and it looks like they were due, you know, and they might have gotten paid, but I can't see it yet. If you could unmute Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've got two things for you. One is that April 6th is your next court date here in the courtroom at 1 o'clock. We'll see you. And then we have a payment plan. And did he get caught up? Okay, and you don't have a payment due there until March 28th, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, so you're good to go.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.